Hello there, Minos here, but out there are more than 4,500 satellites observing the Earth 24/7, 365. Do satellites watch us? First of all, let's define what it means to watch. Watching someone or something can be both observing and spying. In both cases, the output is knowledge. When we gain knowledge in the name of science, using it for the general good, it's observing. But when we gain knowledge on someone's tactics, violating the rights of privacy, well, this is spying. When a satellite takes an image of the surface of the Earth, it includes us, because we are in the satellite's frame. Is that a violation of my privacy? The answer is, it depends. Scientific satellites are collecting data for natural disaster management, urban planning, agriculture, and other scientific reasons. Observing the Earth can benefit us from preventing loss of time and money. So these satellites do not violate our privacy. But what about the commercial satellites? Commercial satellites are providing data, gaining profit. Either it is satellite imagery, GPS service, or telecommunication service, all these three can lead on spying. Let's talk about imagery. The satellites have sensors of a variety of spectra called bands, such as true color bands, thermal bands, and microwave bands. All these sensors transform light's radiation, which is either visible or not, to images that we humans can understand. So to spy on someone, we need to check two basic boxes. These are high-resolution imagery with high frequency of data collection. For this kind of satellites, we need to look one of the best, Worldview 3. This is a scientific satellite which was launched in 2014 and has a geometric resolution of 34 centimeters per pixel. This kind of satellites orbit the Earth from 600 to 800 kilometers of altitude with a sun-synchronous near-polar orbital movement. The frequency you can get data from the same region is not that good for spying. They fly above the same point every 110 minutes, and their orbital movement is quite predictable, which means we would have 14 to 15 images per day. So if someone wants to spy on me using that satellite, I will know the exact time and the exact location the satellite will see and take picture every 110 minutes, which will give me a lot of time to hide. When you want to track someone, and I hope you don't want to, you need images more often than that. For that, we need to go on geostationary satellites, a different type of satellites that orbit the Earth once every day. In other words, their rotation lasts 24 hours, and that's why they're called geostationary. They can see only half of the Earth. They're typically orbiting 35,788 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, positioned over the equator. At that altitude, these satellites serve as telecommunication systems or for weather forecasts. Although telecommunication systems do not take pictures of the Earth because they just receive and transmit signals, the weather forecast satellites take images every 15 minutes or so, but the geometric resolution is crude. Every single pixel represents an area of several kilometers, which means it is impossible to distinguish humans, or even cars. Even though the image resolution is crude from such satellites, with telecommunication satellites we can actually spy on someone's conversations. Yep, that's true. If we want, though, both imagery and sound, we need a different kind of satellite. Low Earth orbit satellites orbit at 160 kilometers above the surface of the Earth in high speed, which results to a 90-minute rotation. They literally swipe data over the surface of the Earth with high-resolution images. These kinds of satellites are used by the military and are the core of this video's conversation. These satellites, like How&Why, which was launched in December 2015, are designed to spy on us. But not specifically you and me. Their basic characteristic is near real-time beam-back video stream on enemy forces underway. Although because it's not official that these satellites are there for spying, the army needs an alibi and always say that these satellites are serving scientific purposes. But make no mistake, their primary target is spying. So what if the military spy on us with that extraordinary satellites? Well, they will not do so. But again, as conspiracy theorists would like to hear, they are able to spy on us. Technically, that is true. But the data analysts do not use these techniques for civilians. Why is that? Enter the data management. A collective database of you walking every day through your job to your friends, or recording your conversations, your blather, your interviews, and simultaneously tracking your shopping via credit cards and generally everything you do on a daily basis, would be enormous. And when I say enormous, I mean about 12 gigabytes of data daily just for you. This amount of data may sound surprisingly low to your ears, but bear in mind, imagine a similar database for the entire London metro area. With some basic math, this means over 175,000 terabytes of data every day. With billions of messages and 500 million emails sent every day, approximately 10 million people talking to their cell phones or in public conferences or on TV, on the radio, all this data are indeed recorded. For not crying out loud, all this data analyzed by thousands of specialists could take years to track every single human on Earth for one day. So we do have the technology, but we do not have the resources, even if you're talking about machine learning, of exploiting this technology. Thus, we don't use it. And someone can argue, we have the right of privacy. Even though we have the rights of privacy, these rights could be breached. No lawyer, no court, or a whole government can protect us if these rights are breached. The FBI specifically states that in the name of public security, it is essential to have a technology that advanced to track criminals, avoid warfare, or anything that can be against the public prosperity. Some satellites can really and will spy on us. Even though they don't have the eyes or ears, they know where we are, what we do, and what we say. Well, not the satellites themselves, but the analysts of the data they provide. For example, a satellite from 22,000 miles away can record what I'm saying, because it transmits a signal replicating my voice through this video. It can also be done with a smartphone, but in reality we're not so much of an importance. Satellites do watch us. But no one bats an eye if you went for hiking last month, or traveled to New York City for a job, or even swear in public. Usually this kind of tracking is used for special cases, like those who are committed crimes, people who run a government or influence one, or people who track other people.
Nobody is watching anybody watching nobody. Know what I mean?